Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is TLee, aka the RealRam, and today, who raises your children once they leave your household? That's what I want to talk about in today's mini culture series of Last Chance You that I saw. So, here are my notes on the last episode or the last couple episodes of what I noticed that Coach Brown, he said the quote that he fixes kids that are broken. And also, he said in there that the kids don't fear or respect you. This is what he said to the coaches. So, as I was watching that, I thought that maybe ultimately he shouldn't be a football coach, that maybe he should work in juvie or boot camp since that's his train of thought. But I went back and I thought and I reflected that sometimes this is the mentality of some leaders in the military as well, and you can apply that to parenting too. Some people think that your children have to either fear or respect you, and neither one are true, or they can coincide together to make a better product, we can say product, or a better child, or a better cohesive unit. So, also on there, they were like, if you're breathing, you're okay. That's the mentality in the military. If you're breathing, you're okay, and you can practice more over the hurt. And I saw that the problems are people are lying in order to do what they love. This in the football and in probably all athletics, but since we're talking about Last Chance U, we'll keep it in football, and particularly these JUCO students. In football and in the military, that is the mentality. So when people get hurt, and particularly in the Air Force, back in the day when I was in, and you couldn't pass your PT test, they would make you run even more. Apparently, more running makes you run faster. Even if you had hurt your foot, you hurt your knee, if you were a smoker, no matter what it was, they made you run even more. Practice apparently is supposed to make perfect no matter what the situation. Well, there were football players who were hurt. You're getting these concussions. And of course, then now they're lying. They're lying and saying that they're okay, but then they would admit to their teammates that they're dizzy, that he's seeing black spots and stuff, all so that he can continue to play the sport that he loves. And we don't want people like killing themselves just to make a buck in the future. And in the reality, the statistics are so low on who's going to actually make it into the NFL. We can submit that to the NBA as well, but it's so low on who's going to actually make it to the NFL. These kids are out here risking their lives, getting concussions, breaking ankles, doing all these things, and then not being truthful and playing through the pain so that they can get more film time in the hopes of making it to the NBA. Because they feel like if you can breathe, you can play. And in the military, if you can breathe, you're not hurt. And sometimes we say that to our children as well. If you're breathing, you're okay. Did you break a bone? Okay, you're okay. Little boy, don't cry. Don't cry. You're fine. So what else I wrote down is that, so in college and the military, we get the children right out of high school, right? And if JB is thinking that he always gets the broken kids and he has to fix them, well, is this true or is it not? And how do you do that? Is it really that you instill fear or respect? And how do you even get that? So some of the children, he's cursing, well, a lot of them, he's cursing at them, he's name calling at them, but there are times when he is building a bond with them, he is building a trust with them, and then they come to them because they know that ultimately he has their best interest at heart. He does want to get them through college. He's trying to pull them out of a bad situation that they were in, and he knows that they love football. Well, in the military, okay, you're broken down so that you can go fight, so that you will put your life on the line for the country and die for this country. That's the whole purpose of basic training. That is why they're broken down. That is why you are, some people may say, you are minimized as a person. That's why you have one train of thought. You must all think as one, so that when it comes down to it, we know that you are going to do what your country asks of you. But what is the point of doing that in football? That's what we have to figure out. And that's the correlations that I saw there. And it was a little heartbreaking because in the end, these children might not even, they may not even make it to the 4-year colleges that they're trying to get to. And we know that they may not even make it to the NFL. But they are dealing with this coach who is very emotional, dealing with it, and the other coaches too are dealing with him as well. So he's not all the time being this great leader. He's not on one united front with all of the coaches. They don't all have seeming to have the same best interest in mind. With all of that, okay, what I am noticing too is that cities and towns, they benefit off of a college being present in their town, just as the same as you benefit off of a military installation being in your town. Do the townspeople always like having a college or a military base? They probably don't. And we saw on Last Chance U how, because the football team was losing, they were starting to go on a losing streak, and they did not like the way that the coach was treating them. They wanted to get rid of the football team. They felt that the money could be better used for other things, but they had been putting up with this for so long because they were benefiting from it. So military brings in a lot of things into your cities and towns that people are benefiting from. But then the drawbacks, let's just take Fort Bragg because that's where I lived for the longest amount of time. So in Fort Riley, because that's where I was raised, in between Junction City and Manhattan. Since both of those being primarily Army bases, I know that there are a lot of times where they have their drills and you can hear the Army tanks going off, or all their practice bombs and things that they have that, of course, the city does not like. But by you having all these Army troops, of course, that is bringing a lot of business. That's keeping your businesses in that otherwise would no longer be in existence. So you're benefiting from that. When we go Fort Bragg, definitely for the 4th of July, there was the 4th of July fireworks show, and then sometimes you have the air shows that are put on that are open to the entire public. That's not something that you can have without having a military presence. So sometimes they're free and sometimes they're just at a low cost, but someone is paying for that, be it the military base or the soldiers through their taxes, their hard and extra hours that they have to put in order to put these shows on for you. Someone is paying for that, but the community is benefiting, and it's something that they don't think about. And they are not thinking about all the extra hours, all the struggles that football players are going through in order to keep this entertainment on for you, whether they're winning or losing. They still have to put in the extra hours of practice. They still have to deal with these coaches. And at the college level, they're not getting paid for this. So that was just another correlation that I saw in between the military and football. So if you have any questions or comments, please comment below. I have one more video that I'm going to do that I saw some more correlations, but it's pretty interesting, particularly with how you will go through the pain in order to get what you want, to do what you love, and to fulfill a commitment, to try to rise out of a situation that you are in and your family is in. So comment below, Subscribe to my channel and be sure to hit the notifications button. Thanks.